This is the Stroll. Cheap airship enough for you?
The Stroll. You really are a sky pirate.
Well, the headhunters seem to think so. What's a good word? Is she ready?
So is she armed? How fast is she? Could she take the Ifrit?
I suppose I could tell you, but... wouldn't you rather see for yourself?
Yeah.
Fran, our course.
The shortest way is over Dorstones.
How flies Bujeba?
Oh, she's free as can be, for now. The Empire took notice when they announced the princess's unfortunate suicide and more untimely execution.
If it becomes known that I'm alive, the Marquis will lose their favor.
I try to steer clear of such things. Right, it's time to fly. And no wagging tongues or you'll like to bite them off.
I'm coming, Penelope.
You've seen to her feeding, yes? I have, my brother. She eats well. See that she does. We need her alive. Balthier's bait must be fresh.
I keep trying to tell you! I barely even know who Balthier is!
My brother! A message come from Ravenastor. The Strahl, she set sail. She makes straight for the sky city of the Gerba. Barely know, was it? Yet out of Tracy goes bounding off for you. Tell me, how could that be?
That's what I'd like to know! I just met him that one time and that's it!
That tongue never stop. What if we plucked it from your head? As for you, we need Balthier alive. His corpse fetches but half the bounty. A tender beaten, my specialty.
There's no fun for it if we can't tease out a scream or two.
Where are you?
Easy.
No good, he's not here. Keep searching. This way.
You're a dead man. Don't forget it. And no names. Of course.
Personal garden.
The Lusu mines are just up ahead. Though, I do hear there's not much left there these days.
You're on your way to the mines? Then please allow me to accompany you. I have an errand to attend to there.
What manner of errand?
What errand? I might ask the same of you.
Right. Come on then.
What?
Excellent.
Do me a favor and stay where I can keep my eye on you. Should be less trouble that way.
Yes, right over there.
For us both.
So what's your name?
Oh, I'm Lamont.
Don't worry. I don't know what's in that mine, Lamont, but you're in good hands. Right, Bosch?
The Lusu Mines, one of the richest veins in Ivalice.
Under Imperial Guard, no doubt.
Actually, no. With but few exceptions, the Imperial Army is not permitted within Bougerba. Well, shall we proceed?
You will forgive me for asking, but you are diverting the purest of the Magicite.
I can assure you it reaches Lord Vane most discreetly.
Ha! You wear your saddle well.
Be that as it may, I have no intention of being bridled, Your Honor.
Then you prefer the whip? Stubbornness will see not only you broken, Excellency, but Bougerba as well.
Halim Ondor IV, the Marquis of Bougerba. The Marquis served as mediator at the negotiations of Damascus' surrender. It would appear that he is somewhat less neutral now.
They say he's been helping the resistance.
They say many things.
You're certainly well informed. Who did you say were...
What difference does it make? We have to find Penelo.
And Penelo is your...
She's a friend. She was kidnapped and taken here.
This is what I came here to see.
What's that?
It's nethicite. Manufactured nethicite.
Nethicite?
Unlike regular magicite, nethicite absorbs magical energy. This is the fruit of research into the manufacture of nethicite. All at the hands of the Draculaur Laboratory. So this is where they're getting the magicite.
Errand all attended to, then?
Thank you. I'll repay you shortly.
No, you'll repay us now. We have too much on our hands to go on holding yours. So, where did you hear this fairy tale about nethicite? And where did you get that sample you carry? What do you know about the Draculaur Laboratories? Tell me, who are you?
Balthier?
You kept us waiting, Balthier! You slipped away in Malbina! We missed you! First to judge and know this boy. The whole affair has a smell of money about it. I may have to wet my beak a little.
Keep your snout in the trough where it belongs. This thinking ill befits you, Begamnon.
Balthier! Too long have I gone unpaid. I'll carve my bounty out of that boy.
Where's Penelo? We're taking her back.
The girl? Why keep the bait when you've landed the fish? We can't her loose on the way here and then off she ran crying like a babe.
Hey!
After them!
Hey, wait up! We'll not be able to take them all. Fight who we must, leave the rest.
It would not seem they follow. We've lost them.
Much more running about with Bunga at my heels, and I'm apt to give up sky pirating altogether.
I see you've been out walking without the company of your cortege, Lord Larsa. We caught her wandering out of the mines. You must take care with such undesirables about.
I was kidnapped!
Silence!
If it is a crime to wander on one's own, then I too am guilty. Marquis, I trust that your estate can accommodate another guest.
Why not?
Judge Geese, I shall heed your counsel. I will not travel unaccompanied any longer.
That was unexpected.
Thank you, Penello.
Of course.
What's Penello doing? And what's the deal with that Lamont?
That's no Lamont. Larsa Ferinas Solidor, fourth son to Emperor Gramis and brother to Vane.
What? That kid?
Do not worry. I believe he will treat her well.
Nobody knows men like Fran does.
Our purposes lead the same way. To Ondor. We must find means to approach him.
The Marquis is channeling money to organizations opposing the Empire. We'll start there.
Marquis Ondor announced my execution 2 years ago. If news of my survival were to spread, the Marquis may find his position compromised.
The men he's been funding bear little love for the Empire. They won't be thrilled to discover that rumors of your death were, in fact, greatly exaggerated. If we were to raise a clamor to that effect, we might just get their attention.
Nothing to it. I'll just go around town spreading the word. How about this? I'm Captain Bosch von Rotzenburg of Dalmasca! Well, what do you think?
That certainly qualifies as a clamor. All right, Vaughn, get to it. For the girls' sake, eh? Oh, and the more people around to witness your little performance, the better. If we're going to reach the Marquis, it's up to you. We'll be waiting here if you need us.
After exiting the Aerodome, the party runs into a suspicious character who calls himself Lamont. That, of course, is Larsa Solidor. He doesn't have a very smart disguise, actually doesn't have any disguise, and he wears the Arcadian royalty symbol just on his collar right there, but apparently no one recognizes him anyway. He is who the soldiers were looking for. Both parties seem to have a suspicious interest to go to the Lusu mines, so they form an uneasy alliance, seeing as their mutual paths both lead there. Larsa seems to believe that the party are bandits or thieves or something, and Balthier is suspicious of Larsa, but he doesn't quite know what to think of him. Earlier, Balthier had cautioned Bosch not to use any names because Bosch is still believed to be a dead man, and he does not want to draw attention to himself to be captured again. But when Vaughn is talking to Larsa before they go onto the mines, Vaughn directly calls Bosch Bosch, and that's why Balthier and Bosch have a discouraged expression right there. The party's errand in the mine was to rescue Penello, but Larsa's errand was to investigate where the magicite that was used to be researched to manufacture nethicite was coming from. So Larsa knew of the Dracula laboratory, which manufactures nethicite, and he had a sample of manufactured nethicite, which interests Balthier. As you'll see later, Balthier has strong ties to the Dracula laboratory, his father being Dr. Sid. So he finds Larsa's knowledge of manufactured nethicite and the fact that he's carrying a sample extremely suspicious, and he wants to question Larsa further. But the bounty hunters arrive, and Larsa seizes the opportunity to escape. After a chase through the mines, Begamnon and the bounty hunters give up, and the party is allowed to escape. Larsa meets up with Judge Guise and the Marquis Andor. It seems that Andor is forced to supply magicite to the Arcadian Empire to further the nethicite research, and so he supplies magicite in secret. And Andor does not like the Empire using him like that, but he doesn't have much choice about it. Larsa heard that Pinello had been captured, and then the bounty hunters just set her free. So he puts two and two together and figures out the girl that Guise caught exiting the mines was in fact Pinello, and he doesn't want her to be arrested or have any harm come to her. So he pretends to know her and asks the Marquis if he can accommodate another guest, and the Marquis says, why not? So now the party needs to find a way to meet with Andor. Bosch wants to talk to Andor to get aid rescuing Princess Ash, and Vaughn needs to speak with Andor to see Pinello again. They figure out that a good way to meet with Andor is to make it apparent that Bosch was not executed, as the Andor had announced, and that would make it so supporters of Andor's resistance against Arcadia, might lose faith in him. Therefore, Andor would want to capture them quickly and find out how this happened and why they know that, and that would successfully get them in to talk with him. So you play a little mini game where Vaughn has to run around this city pronouncing that Bosch lives and that Andor's lying. And after that happens, we move on to the next set of cutscenes. A side note about Begamnon and the other bounty hunters, they leave the story at this point and will not come into play in the main story, but there is a Mark quest where you're hunting monsters, where there was a hunter who hunts other hunters, and that ends up being Begamnon. So if you play the special side event quests, you can eventually meet him again and see him to his demise.